everyone, and welcome to our Instagram live event. My name is Paul Arsov, and I'm the founder of the Decentralized Web project. The topic of our educational event today is startup faking for investors, end of it or not. Before starting talking about the topic of the event, I want to tell you that I'm the founder of the Decentralized Web project. We're building a decentralized communication and advertising platform. And so when people are talking about decentralization, most of the times marketers, influencers, investors, and people involved in the space, they are entering this technology, which actually started the drive for decentralization. But it is not a real decentralization. The technology has a lot of flaws. It is slow. It has limited number of transactions, and nodes which meeting people can control. People associate technology with next generation of internet. They call it Web3, but it is not next generation of internet. So if we're talking about internet, it moves amounts of data which measure in kilobytes, megabytes, or gigabytes. The blockchain technology has amounts of data measuring in less than 100 bytes or less than 50 bytes. So what kind of next generation are you going to have with 50 bytes transferred? So that's like a joke, but lots of marketers, they don't realize this. They repeat things which are not true and which are lie. Blockchain technology proved good in creating virtual value, and most of the times this virtual value is not matched in real value. And so in our process, decentralization is direct communication from user to user without going through a server, and that's what we're doing in our project with our decentralization implementation and our decentralization software engine. So this is enough talking about the technology part of our project, but success of our project and success of all of the other startup projects, it depends on marketing and on various social networks. The list includes Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Telegram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Pinterest, Reddit, and Discord. From this very, very long list, we're focusing on Instagram, Twitter, and Telegram. I'd like to invite you to come to one or more of our social channels and be part of our community. Like, we're building community, and to find our social channels, you can go to our website, which is decentralizedweb.org. Decentralized and web, there are they're all together, decentralizedweb.org. And on the bottom of every page on our website, you can see the icons of the social networks that we're posting on. You can click on one or more of these social networks and join, become a follower, and or become part of the group of a specific social channel. To make it interesting for our community, we organize events just like today, which is Sunday, on Instagram Live. We have event happening also on Saturdays, regularly, weekly, and it happens on Twitter Space. So today we were talking on the same topic, which is looking for investors, end of it or not. We started these events about 4 or 5 months ago, and the topic of our very first event, which happened on Twitter Space only, was what is blockchain. The topic of our following event, which happened on both Twitter Space and Instagram Live, was what is smart contract. Some of the topics of the following events were applying astrology to cryptocurrency trading, central bank digital sector is looming, big crashes in crypto, Terra Luna, Celsius, and FTX. In the year 2022, we had 2022 period in crypto. In the year of 2023, we had predictions for crypto in 2023. We had events for like current state of artificial intelligence and path towards artificial general intelligence. Decentralization engines, blockchain says decentralization engines, and other decentralization engine implementations. Essence of decentralization, direct communication, and other ways of communication. So I mentioned that we're organizing regular, recurring weekly events on Saturday on Twitter Space and Sunday on Instagram Live. But I want to mention another event which happens on Thursdays, and this event happens on 3 different channels. The event starts on Telegram, and it is in text only, but it is also broadcasted on Google Meet in video and audio, and also on Twitter Space in audio only. One week we have Ask Me Anything session, which covers the topics of like crypto market sentiment, general crypto, blockchain technology, Web3, decentralization, NFTs, and etc. 1 week it is a meeting session, and then the following week it is a demo day event. On this demo day event, we're showing what did we achieve in our software decentralization engine, which is actually released, and also what we have under development. And I like to tell you that we have something very, very exciting coming, and it is going to be released soon. And what we have under development is we're building a collection of non-fungible tokens which are deployed on our own blockchain instance. And these three-dimensional non-fungible tokens are based on like three-dimensional objects, and these three-dimensional objects, they're animated, they're moving by themselves, they're interactive, like a person can click and then they can move them left, right, up, down. They can zoom them in or out. They can rotate them. The additional capability of this three-dimensional object is they have a voice. They're speaking, and they can speak in three different voices. They can speak in male, female, or whisper voice. In addition to the three main voices, there are three additional flavors of the voices, and each voice, it can be like speaking in normal speed, or it can speak in fast speed or a slow speed. In addition to the speaking capability, these three-dimensional objects, they have the capability of understanding commands and voice recognition. The person who has this three-dimensional object, it can command the object to, if it's moving, it can command it to stop moving, and then the object is going to stop moving. The user can command it to start moving. It can command it to object to move left, right, up, down. It can command the object to come closer or move away. It can command the object to rotate. In addition to this voice recognition capability, the object has also the capability of basic artificial intelligence. Wow, wow, really. The user can ask the object, what is your name? And then the object is going to tell the user their name. The user can ask the object, who are you? And then the object is going to tell the user that they're so and so. And then the user can ask the object to describe something, for example, describe Web3 or describe decentralization. And then the object is going to describe, for example, if the user asks describe Russia, then the object is going to describe the country called Russia. So this is very, very exciting that we are preparing, but in addition to this collection of three-dimensional NFT objects that we're preparing, we are also building an NFT marketplace. And very unique and interesting thing about our NFT marketplace is that it allows purchase, buying and selling of NFTs in variety of cryptocurrencies. The traditional way of deploying NFTs is that they're deployed on a specific blockchain, and then they're trading in a specific cryptocurrency. In our NFT, three-dimensional NFT offer and marketplace, we have payment in multiple cryptocurrencies. Like the buyers and sellers, they do not pay gas fees because it is deployed on our own blockchain. But in addition to to this, the users, they have the capability of payment with fiat currency and payment in like by bank account, by credit card, or also payment in crypto. So these are like unique and like innovative capabilities that we're introducing in our NFT marketplace. In my like former presentation, one of the presentations, I was talking in detail about NFTs and the types of NFTs and also NFT marketplaces. So if you're familiar with NFTs, you can you know that most of the NFTs they're based on items which are two-dimensional static images. So what we are having as NFT is very very innovative, and it is showing the leading edge of what is going to come as like the next wave of non-fungible tokens and objects representing non-fungible tokens. So if we're looking specifically at the marketplace, people are familiar with marketplaces. They're familiar mostly with the Western world, which is US, Europe, some parts of Asia, and most of the NFT marketplaces, they're based on cryptocurrency and crypto coins or tokens. But in my presentation about NFTs, I was talking specifically about the NFT market in China, and if you are having following what happened in China is that they did introduce their central bank digital currency, and shortly after introduction of their central bank digital currency, they did prohibit initially the mining of cryptocurrency, and then they did prohibit owning and trading of cryptocurrency in China and by Chinese citizens and residents. So what happened in China is they had also NFT market, and at the top and at the boom of this NFT market, they had several hundreds of NFT marketplaces. This is very, very significant, and the other significant thing is that they had the trading on these NFT marketplaces in fiat currency. They had the trading in their national currency, which is Chinese yuan or renminbi or RMB. So that's enough about our NFT and upcoming NFT offer and NFT marketplace, and enough talking about our project. But let's come back to the topic of today, which is startup faking for investors, end of it or not. This talk have been inspired by an article that I did read, and the article was published in New York Times, which is a very big and famous publication in US. So the article was doing an investigative journalism, and it was looking at the lawsuit filed at like some against startups, which these lawsuits were filed either by investors or by people, by businesses and companies which acquired these startups. And the article specifically was mentioning that there have been lots of startups which faked the number of their users and the business they were generating, like the revenue they were getting. So at the time of the boom market, which happened between beginning of 2020, maybe to the middle or the later 2022. At that time, we did experience a boom in the crypto market and the uh, ordinary stock market as well. But so during the bull market, the continuous increasing and gains into either stock market or the crypto market, it actually masks flows and problems in investments and in startups. But the downturn, which was caused by the inflation and the steps taken by central banks to increase interest rate and keep increasing interest rates in order to deal with inflation. These actions they led to a decrease in the gains and reduction in value into the stock market and the crypto market as well. And this reduction did expose flows and lots. So as it happened, lots of startups, they were faking it, and they were showing numbers which were not real, and they could not meet the promises they were making for to investors or to companies which did acquire these startups. I can bring several examples from the article, and for example, one article was about laundry delivery startup based in Ohio. First, by reading the type of business and the size of investment which was made in this startup, I would as a business owner and startup founder, I could tell that laundry delivery is a very low margin business, and it has limited market, and it has actually it is mature market, and there are competitors in this business. So I would be questioning the how how did an investor put money into this business, knowing that it is low margin, and it is a mature business, and it has also lots of competitors. There is no innovation in this business, and this is not a groundbreaking business as well. So what happened with this specific startup is that the founder of this business got probably investment between 10 and $20 million. And this specific startup founder promptly did by himself an apartment which like costed about $1.5 million. So like lots of these startups, as it happened, they're using these investments not actually for increasing and like scaling the business, but they're using the money put by investors for their own benefit. The second example of this article is telling about a person who he is a startup founder. He got an investment into the tens of millions of dollars, and promptly he bought himself a private jet costing about $15 million. So like that's these two examples, they sound like ridiculous, and what were investors thinking putting money into these businesses? So I could bring a third example, and the third example is actually of a startup which they got an investment, and they were successfully pitched to a big investment bank. They were acquired by JP Morgan. And this specific startup was in the field of college financing, like college student financing. And this specific startup, what they did is like they were faking the number of users and the number of the actual revenue they were generating. So what happened is like the founder of this business, it is a woman. She instructed some of the employees in this business to put a fake number of like actual users of their in their business, and to increase this number with several thousands of these users. So big investment bank like JP Morgan didn't do due diligence. Probably they did due diligence, but they did not uncover the actual number of users for this startup, and they actually paid something in the amount of $175 million to acquire this startup. But looking at the type of business, like I would say that it is not innovative and not groundbreaking as well. This type of business also have lots of competitors with the banks themselves, with the credit unions themselves, which are doing college financing, and also probably the field of college financing and finance management is I guess it could be crowded as well, with lots of competitors. So like this as well is a low margin business, which um, it is true that like college loans, they generate money continuously for long, like I guess, long period of time until the loans are repaid. But in the same time, like the interest rate put on these loans is very low, and so like in order to generate a significant amount of money to uh, match the principal paid for acquisition of this business in the amount of $175 million. I think like it should be like maybe tens of thousands of users who got a sizable amount of loans through the specific startup, which would actually return the principal of the amount paid for acquisition of this business. So like this is the third example, but I could bring a few more examples, like for example, business which was putting displays into doctors' offices, and these displays were running advertising for drugs. So like this type of startup, it also did fake the revenue they were generating. It did fake the actual sales and the actual number of users they were getting. So with this type of business, I guess it is a physical business which requires installation, and it requires also agreement from the owners of the offices, which are doctors themselves. It also requires having advertisers like who are willing to pay for running advertising on the screens that which were put into the offices of doctors. And so what happened is like the investors who put money into this business, they found that the actual revenue of like the business was generating was much smaller, and they were actually having a load, a ton of debt, and they were struggling with repayment of the debt of this business. So so that's the fourth example that I'm bringing, but like probably the biggest example of like startup faking is with a company called or a business called Terra Luna. And so like what happened in around April last year is we did witness a very big crash into this crypto coin and crypto token. So at the height of this like crypto coin or token, investors and people who bought this coin, people who bought into the Luna, which was the like flowing value token of the project, they put something in the amount of 45 billion stablecoin dollars into Luna. Additionally, investors and people involved into this specific business and um, coins, they put about 15 billion stable coin dollars into USD, which was the stable coin offered by Terra Luna. Basically, the business of Terra Luna was algorithmic stable coins, and like I when I first heard about this algorithmic stablecoin, I could tell right away that it is not going to work out. The previous project that I have got involved into was about automated trading in cryptocurrencies, and I was intimately involved into buying, selling, and trading of cryptocurrencies. I could tell right away that the way Terra Luna was proposing of having an algorithmic stablecoin is not going to work. But people did believe, and people put a very big amount of money into Luna and into USD. So if we're adding the amount of Luna and the amount of USD, we were getting about 60 billion stablecoin dollars, which evaporate with the crash of Terra Luna. But Terra Luna was founded by Korean citizens, and so I did mention an article which was bringing examples specifically in the US, and the biggest example in the US related with crypto faking is the actual crash of FTX, which was founded by a person called Sam Bankman-Fried. And this person, he did found his first startup was called Alameda Research, and it was founded about 2017. But his second business of Sam Bankman-Fried is founding of a crypto exchange called FTX, and this crypto exchange did have also their own coin called FTT, and investors put the actual amount of about $2 billion into the FTX, and the business was valued about 20 to 30 billion dollars. So this is a significant investment and significant valuation of this business, and as we know, the business did crash and burn, and all this money which were put into the business, they did evaporate. Currently, the founder of this company is under investigation, and he is facing also lawsuits as well. So I brought multiple examples of startup faking, but the topic of today is startup faking for investors, and what could have investors done to prevent the big losses they did realize in putting into startups which fake their number of users and fake the revenue and fake the like prospects of the business they were having. Um, so if you're looking at the startups and venture capital and angel investing into startups, we can see that like investors who are putting money, they're looking at the projections of business. Like a startup, usually they don't have a big revenue because they're just starting up, um, as the label of the company says, and like but these startups they're making projections which are 1 to 5 years projections of the business they were having, but these projections most of the times they're over optimistic and like very small like number of startups they could match the numbers they're promising. But in order to get investments, lots of startups they were putting like very optimistic and like I could say non-realistic numbers just to get investments and to get interest from the investors. So like on the side of the investors, like the investors they're good looking for projections which like have good justification for these projections based on the size of the market and the size which a specific startup could get. But most of the times, like startups do not actually like in their continuous operation, like if they continue operating, they could not match these projections and they could not match the revenue they were promising in these projections. So this is probably predominantly most of the times that startups did not match their numbers. And so what happened is after startups they get investments, they start burning large amount of money, and then the startup start being measured in the amount of money they burn, and they keep burning. And like at that point, like the startup or the investors, they start looking at how to pitch this startup for acquisition so that other company could actually pay to the investors and pay to the founders of the startup, or if it's possible for this startup to become public, and then the public markets to pay the investors and the startup founders. But like what happened mostly into the startup world is most of the times like startups which are lucky, they get acquired, and like this is the payoff event, the exit event for the investors. Like very few of the startups they could manage to like burn very very significant amount of money, and then they start being justified by the amount of money they burnt, and they go into public, and they become maybe one of the unicorn of the stock market. So if we're looking at the examples of Uber and Airbnb, like this type of businesses, they're continuously operating on loss, and they have to uh, reinvent and add some other things into their business so that they keep investors interested, and they do not have their stock crash too much. For example, Uber is like promising investors that they're going to have self-driving cars, and Airbnb did go towards actually acquiring properties and owning the properties, and having actual like tangible business and physical ownership of properties. So so what could have been what could be the advice for investors given from founders like myself? Is there an end of faking, or there's not going to be ending in faking? I think like it is not going to be the ending of faking, although there like the downturn of the markets, like the stock market and the crypto market, the downturn is exposing startups, and lots of startups, they're under investigation, and the founders are facing lawsuits. But we should not be waiting for a downturn to have sound investment into startups. I believe there is not going to be end of faking in the investing, but my advice personally as a founder and startup owner is that there's not going to be ending in faking, but I would back and I would recommend investors not to look at the projections, because the projections are pie in the sky, and most often startups do not meet the projections they're making, and investors they're looking at the big numbers in the projections, and this encourages startup founders to make outsized promises, and these promises are metaphorically speaking pie in the sky, and if we're looking at if these promises are truthful, we can say that these promises are lie, but just because these lies are talking about the future, these lies could be taken as something credible. And so instead of looking at them projections, I would recommend investors to look at the type of business. Is this innovative or not? Is this groundbreaking? Is there potential? Is there something new and something which could maybe create a new market or carve a niche or do something like disruptive, which is going to build something from nothing. And so, like in addition to like looking at the type of business, I would recommend investors to do small bets, but multiple bets. So, like there are lots of bets which are there are lots of startups which are coming to investors, and like investors, the preference of the investors is put a significant amount of money, which measures into the single or double digit of millions of dollars. And like I would recommend investors to make smaller size investments into the startups. So if a startup does not have prior investment, I would recommend like if investors they heard pitches by 100 companies, maybe to put probably 50 investments, but small investments into the businesses. And the size of investments could have been in the amount of as little as $10,000 to maybe 100,000 or several hundred thousands of dollars. So if an investor is making investments in the sizes of millions of dollars, they could afford to lose $10,000 put into maybe 50 startups. So, but like in addition to this like amount put into the startups, then I would recommend investors to follow on what is happening with the startups. Are they growing? Are they continuously developing? Is there activity in this startup? Are they innovating? And I think like a very new way of investment, which actually is going to offer an exit event for investors, is investing through security tokens. Security tokens, they are type of tokens which are offered by some of the crypto-related businesses, and like some crypto-related businesses are, for example, tokenizing real estate, and so with this type of tokenizing, the actual investors they're getting a piece of something physical, and so this is a different type of investment compared with ordinary crypto investment, which is creating just a virtual value. So security type of tokens, they're connected with something tangible and maybe something physical. Then I did mention one example of security token, and the second example is the actual equity in a business which was offered through security tokens. A business which an investor is investing through security tokens, they could start trading this security token either right away, or they can start trading this after a lockup period. And like investors who are looking for an exit event of the type of acquisition from another business of a startup, or a public offering of a startup or a business, they have a third choice in the form of security tokens, which make the like investment into equity, and this equity becomes tradable between investors or other people who are buying this. In addition to this, like security token being tradable, usually security tokens are done through a specific exemption, and they're becoming like in a sense like approved and regulated by security regulators in specific countries. So if you're looking at the example of the United States, we have Regulation D, which offers an exemption in security laws, and this specific exemption allows limited raise of funds through accredited U.S. investors and limited number of non-accredited investors. In addition to this Reg D, this Reg A, and Reg CF, which is regulation called funding. These three types of regulations offer specific and different types of exemptions, which can make tokens which are created by a startup, it becomes tradable. But so I have been talking about the topic of startup faking and it or not. I'm going to wrap up this event, and like I did brought several examples of startup faking, and they're facing the consequences of this faking. So I also gave some advice from the point of view of startup owner and startup founder to investors. Like I will be wrapping up this event, but I like to mention for people who came a little later to this event that my name is Paul Arsov. I'm the founder of the Decentralized Web Project. We're building a decentralized communication and advertising platform. We release a software decentralization engine, and we have under development an NFT collection based on three-dimensional objects which are animated, interactive, and they are speaking, they recognize voice commands, and they have a basic artificial intelligence. So in addition to this 3D NFT collection, we also have a marketplace which allows buying and selling of these NFTs in a variety of crypto coins and tokens, and also in fiat currency, either in a bank account or in a credit card payment. But so like as I said, I'm wrapping up this event. We're building a community. I like to invite you to come join our communities, and you can find our communities on our website, which is called decentralizedweb.org. Decentralized and web, these two words, they're all together, decentralizedweb.org. And on the bottom of every page, you can see the icons of the social networks that we're posting on. Like you can come and join one of more of these social networks. I like to mention the upcoming event, and as you know, the events on Saturdays they happen on Twitter Space. The events on Sundays they happen on Instagram Live, and these are educational events. And the topic of the next event is about like upcoming uh, the the rise of and fall of global empires and the change of world order. So this is a very interesting topic, and this topic was inspired by the books and the articles of an economist which is having currently a think tank, and his name is Ray Dalio. Um, so he is talking about global empires and the cycle which like global empires are going through in their rise and then fall of one global empire and replacing it with another global empire. Um, we are going to talk about the turmoil, which we are at the point of experiencing a very big turmoil, and it is going to happen in uh, 5 different and specific areas of like of events. But as I said, I'm wrapping up this event. Thank you for coming. Have a nice day, have a nice evening, and goodbye.